it's very easy to be satisfied. Like, to not be reaching and pushing and thinking, okay, what more can I do?
Let us be dissatisfied until righteousness rolls down. Let us be dissatisfied until all oppression ceases.
I'm talking about the fast where you go and help, you feed the poor, you clothe the naked, you help those that are oppressed. That's what I'm looking for. And that's the only time you're gonna find success. That's the only time you're gonna, find true happiness, is when you're actually giving love without reserve to those that don't have anything to reserve.
Hi, welcome back to God and Me podcast. We're so happy to be here again with you today. We are your hosts. My name is Sophia and Camille. This is my cousin Payton.
Welcome back to our channel, everybody. Thank you for being here. If you are new here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We will appreciate it so much.
Today we don't have, I'm not going to call it a guest because it's not a guest on our show. It's just the third piece to the puzzle that y'all didn't know was missing. And it's my sister Camille, me, Payton, and Camille. She's the third person of the trinity.
Third wheel of the...
Our better third half.
Yeah,
third.
Our better third. Why can't we just say our better third?
Okay, well,
like she's the better third.
That's why I said she's my better half. So I was like, she's my
how am I the better
third?
Because you're like the best. Okay, the best third then.
No,
because
didn't
it's like
redeem
of
it.
three. The best
well.
third. And really, we always wished that she was on here from the very beginning, but she refused and excused and said...
And we barely...
For good reason.
And we barely drug her on here.
By
her toenails.
Yeah, and begged and pleaded.
Because she never cuts them.
And convinced... You made that up! That was not true.
Right. Well, I just wanted to have a joke to say.
That wasn't a good joke. Anyway, whatever. She thinks... As you've probably noticed now, that's like the only thing she's been saying so far is third wheel. She thinks that she is the third wheel. But the thing is, it's so not true, okay? Let me tell you why I'm actually the third wheel.
We all have big arguments about why we're each the third wheel and feel left out.
Y'all should side with me. Come on, it's their podcast. You think I'm not the third wheel?
No, listen, I'm going to tell you right now I'm the third wheel. Because, okay, growing up, we always lived, she lived in the Midwest and we were from California. So we saw each other several times a year. So, like, during this
whole period of time, I was the third wheel.
No, you weren't. You were the cousin.
Because you were literally sisters. And literally, you literally not even let me sit in between y'all. Because you're like, we're sisters. We're sisters. So we have to sit next to each other because we have to say things that you won't even understand about.
No, we do not, okay?
I can't really got their big, pitiful puppy dog eyes.
Listen. It was not because you were not the third wheel. We were literally dying with excitement to be with you, okay? That was like the only thing we could think of all year.
Third wheel.
Shh. I'm telling about why I'm the third wheel. I am the third wheel because after Camille graduated, she went and lived with Payton for a whole year. Literally lived in her house.
After you had lived with Camille
just them two. She's my sister,
16
okay?
years.
It doesn't mean wheels. You just turn you into, it doesn't start giving wheels. Just
you think you're a wheel?
Hurry up.
I am a wheel
Hurry up with your wheel petition.
Listen, they learned to play pickleball that time. That's all they did that whole year. And when I came by them after it had been a year, they knew all the songs that I didn't even know and sang to them and listened to them. And I don't want you to whisper. See, right now they're third wheeling me. Plus, now they're really good at pickleball, and every time they go and play, I just can't even do anything. They don't even like playing with me. They say, we'll teach you. And after 5 minutes, they get so tired of me that they just go play with each other.
Cap.
I'm such a third wheel.
Please comment blah 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 if you think
please say nonsense.
No, don't please be honest with your opinion. And if you're honest, you'll say it's me. But anyway.
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done. I'm giving you a chance to talk now. Because people probably think I do all the talking and it's not even true.
Honestly, that's like a lot of our dynamic though. Like me and Camille appreciate that Sophia does all the talking because we just stand behind her
Absolutely.
And say things whenever we want to.
Absolutely.
And let me look stupid.
And then whisper the rest of the time.
The thing is, Camille and Payton are actually very good speakers too. And sometimes they just need me to not be there because they know if I am there, I will do the talking. And they'll guilt me into it. They'll be like, Sophia, no, Sophia, I'm serious. We don't even know what to say. Sophia, just, come on, you always do it, just do it. And finally, I'm just like, fine, I don't want to be awkward.
Well, I think you're the best socially. Like, with people, you're the best. Payton's an excellent speaker, excellent communicator.
You're excellent working with people and persuading and
You're
talking
also
like that.
excellent working with people.
No, not really.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
she's
not really.
like good
I'm
with
more-
one-on-one. Like Sophia's okay with stranger groups. I am like that gives me
Camille is
anxiety.
like really good one-on-one though.
Yeah.
So like, how come sometimes when we're talking?
But I prefer like writing or something. You know?
Oh no, yeah, that's another note. If you ever get your comment answered, it was her
It was her
answering you the whole time.
Just gonna confess and admit and deny
every time.
Pretty much.
Yeah, well, if you get anything worth hearing
Yeah,
about,
if it's
it
a
was
really
definitely
good
her.
response, in depth, well written, sounds intelligent, it was definitely Camille. Me and Payton jump
All the
around and
ugly
like
ones,
beg her.
All the ugly ones are me, okay? Somebody literally tried to make a comment about, brainwashed ladies. I literally got
She
my
asked
phone,
a question. She asked a question after that.
Yeah, she's like, brainwashed ladies, what color do you think Jesus was? Okay, I can't even help it. I literally get mad at everyone. Like, I wish I could be like, that is above me to even consider. But no, I get mad. And so I went on all the emojis, okay, and I found, like, the bars of soap and the scrub and the shower head and the tub and then, like, put a smiley face and, like, a sunglasses face and commented at them. Like, I'm
Like, we are too busy
I'm
washing our
literally-
brains to
yeah,
even answer
I'm
your
over here
question.
scrubbing my brain. Excuse me. Yeah.
Camille's a really good writer. She wrote our little.
You're
She
you're
writes
like
a lot of our
actually
descriptions, too.
exposing how bad I am right now.
Talking about.
still
You wanted
working
them
on
to think it was us.
I'm still working on it though.
Oh, she's pretty good.
The reason that we kind of got inspired to record this today is because late last night. No, it was not even late. Was it late?
No, because
No.
We just got in bed early. And getting in bed early does not mean sleeping earlier. It just means talking more, I guess. Talking more.
Unfortunately.
So we started having this interesting conversation about our different thoughts because all three of us are actually preachers. We all do preach. And we actually haven't preached in a while, though. But we were all talking about different messages that we wanted to preach, and a lot of them actually it ended up at the end. Our messages kind of came together to sort of.
But that's another
line
thing
up.
we have to talk about. When we speak, we're kind of all saying
we're all the same
thing.
person.
Okay, we have to tell them how we literally have
If you hear
echomania.
from one person, you've heard from us all.
That's true. Like, and if you talk to one of us, you're talking to all of us.
Yeah, you are.
Yep.
Well, yeah. Actually, I don't know if I should talk about how we
We have
text.
the disease called echomania,
As well.
and we have to repeat whatever each other says. It's kind of sad.
It's like, especially if
It's just a
someone's
fact.
quoting something that we thought was funny, then we all have to say it after again to reemphasize it.
And we can't even help. It's not like, well, I can help if I'm thinking about it, but if I'm not thinking, I will most definitely do it.
Give an example.
Like we have like what Jumanji scenes. Like we watched Jumanji. You know,
we
one of
just
those
thought
ones.
Jumanji was too funny.
Okay, you know Kevin Hart's on there, and he's in the helicopter and he says, "I dropped the jewel."
Like
Okay.
if Payton says, "I dropped the jewel,"
We're gonna be like,
Camille will be like, "I dropped the jewel," and I'll be like, "I dropped the jewel," and then we'll like all do it.
we can't even help
We
it.
can't help all three saying it.
We're triplets. It's the
Our
unholy
spirits
trinity.
It's not unholy. It's just like
Okay, well it's just
not
like,
the
divine.
Trinity.
yeah, it's like not a divine trinity.
It's the
just
undivine
a
Trinity.
trinity. Yeah.
It's just
That's what we're trying to say. But anyways, the conversation last night we had, I thought it was really good. I don't know how we want to talk about it, but maybe I can talk about what I was saying and then everyone can join in. We had the celebrating the struggle, the thing that the children put on, and it was super nice.
For
and
Black History Month?
They quoted the Dr. King's mountaintop speech. And then towards the end, he was talking. I wish I had the speech here with me, but he kept saying, he said a couple lines repeatedly, kept saying, "Let us be dissatisfied." And I just thought that was so powerful. Let us be dissatisfied until righteousness rolls down. Let us be dissatisfied until all oppression ceases. And I just think there's such value in continuing to be dissatisfied, not in like a carnal way, but just trying to do more, conquering more, reaching higher heights.
Well, honestly, like some people, like, I mean, you could think about discontent and how easy it is to be wishing for more, but I'm not really talking about that. And I think actually it's very easy to be satisfied, like to not be reaching and pushing and thinking, okay, what more can I do? How? Where's there more? How can I find?
Or even when
how
you
can
like
I dig
reach
up?
success,
Right.
to feel like, look what I did, and just kind of sit back. I remember the Steph preaching, he said, you can let your biggest success turn into your biggest failure because you just sit back to watch
You got
it.
satisfied, right?
And in his message, Brother Steph told the story about how Elisha, he went to the king and he said, I could grant you one wish. What do you want it to be? And he said, strike the ground as many times as you would like to, what did he tell him? Conquer?
He told him
As many times as you smite the ground is however many times you'll be able to win your battle.
Yeah, right?
against him.
Okay, and he kind of looked at Elisha, was like, okay. And he struck the ground once, struck the ground twice, struck the ground 3 times. He's probably like, that was really good. I didn't even just do it once.
3 is a good number.
I did it 3 times. And then it says the prophet was actually angry with him. Like, you should have kept smiting. You should have. And there's that, you just kind of feel like, I'm saved. I'm good with God. I'm with the people of God. I'm coming with my friend group. And you lose that drive for striking and continuing. And you often let the flesh get in the way of actually emptying out and giving everything that you have.
And it's kind of same with like, sometimes you think that what you're doing is crucifying your flesh. I remember a scripture I read, God was like, you've been fasting and praying, and you think that's what I want. You think I want you to fast and pray and put ashes on your head and
your
bow
head in the
down
bulrushes?
and have a horrible day. He literally said that. He's like, that's what you think I want, but that's not the fast that I'm talking about. I'm talking about the fast where you go and you feed the poor, you clothe the naked, you help those that are oppressed. That's what I'm looking for, and that's the only time you're going to find success. That's the only time you're going to find true happiness, is when you're actually giving love without reserve to those that don't have anything to reserve. You know what I mean?
And so then my thought connected in because I was thinking, I was thinking about us 3 personally. And I think sometimes we comfort ourselves with the idea, well, at least we're here, laboring in this school. We're trying to help in the community wherever we can, at least. Like, well, we're doing something. Instead of being like, no, instead of being satisfied or happy with ourselves for what we're doing and looking around for what more can I do, I thought of the scripture that defines pure religion. It says, pure religion undefiled is to visit the fathers and the widows and the fatherless in their affliction. That's the first part it says. And I feel like, we've been trying to do that somewhat, and we could be doing more. And then the second part says to keep yourselves unspotted from the world. And I think traditionally people think about, avoiding different sins, and I think that's absolutely what it means and what it's talking about. But I thought of another scripture that defines the world, or it says all that's in the world, and it says the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, right? And when we're talking about flesh, we just mean things that are comfortable to you, literally to you, yourself, your person, your humanity, your comfort zone. And I was just thinking, being spotted by the world can be staying in your comfort zone. If you know what I'm saying? Like
People often think like, I'm gonna be spotted by the world if I have a tattoo.
Right.
And like, you watch yourself. I wouldn't talk too much. You know what I mean?
And you can be, living as conservatively as ever and be full of the spirit of the world if you're full of your flesh. If you're not actively looking for ways to be having that pure religion, which is to visit the fathers and the fatherless and the widows in their affliction.
True, what God is looking for from each of us is just loving without boundaries, basically.
And there was that video that we just watched right before the podcast, and they're kind of making fun of every religion, but then they got to Christianity, and I was like, they're actually so
They did.
right.
They said they had a Methodist, and he said, I believe Jesus saves me from my sins, and I love him, and I live for him, and I worship him on Sundays. And then the
Jehovah's Witness,
I thought it was the Seventh-day Adventist, said, I believe the exact same thing, except we meet on Saturdays. And then the other, whatever denomination it was, goes like zooming and bouncing around in disbelief. Like, how can you worship him on Saturday?
And you can't even go to
they
heaven.
divide over something
And
as simple as the day you worship.
Completely forgotten pure religion. Like,
and what it
we'd
means.
be a lot better off if we joined together and visited the fatherless. You know what I'm saying? And it's just complete foolishness. I even think when people ask questions, even in our comments, I think that maybe unknowingly they might be slightly being divisive, because they're like, but you're not telling us what denomination you are. You're not telling us, and I of course, this has got to be me podcast, right? So eventually you're going to see everything.
That is who we are, right?
We're going to be transparent. And it's not so much to dodge, though people really believe it's that. I think they asked the question somewhat
Divisively.
divisively, but like, what denomination
wanting to put us in a box.
You know, and it's just like, pure religion is to visit the fatherless. Is that what you're doing? Mm-hmm. Is that what I'm doing?
Then we're doing the same.
We're doing the same thing, and we must be Christians, you know?
And of course, we have strong beliefs about Christianity.
There's so many different facets to.
Absolutely. But I feel like people focus too much on what we're different and not enough on how we're the same.
Right.
And how we can work together.
I looked it up. Someone looked it up the other day and said we're 99.9% the same. Our human DNA.
That's like so crazy.
Yeah. So anyways, that was the conversation we had last night. And I thought it was really good, really interesting. We were all really stirred.
And we really want to preach it now.
Yeah. Like, hopefully, I'm mad if all the saints
tell anyone,
look at it. Yeah, don't tell all the saints.
Don't tell.
When we go preach to them, they'll be like, I already heard that.
What if we preach this and then release it?
Okay, let's do it.
This will just be a precursor, and they'll be able to shout louder.
Yeah, because I heard about that.
Yeah.
I know where you're going.
Get all churchy.
Well, before we sign off, just wanted to let you know a little bit about Camille. So me and Payton, as you probably already know, are in school to be teachers. Camille,
we can make the ugliest faces.
I can win.
Camille and Payton, I'm telling you, I try, but I'm not good at it. It's not that. I just don't know. I don't have the knowledge of contortion that they do.
Vote who you think can make uglier faces.
No, do not. That would be so sad.
That is sad.
That would be so sad.
Super sad. But they're really good at it. Like, you're probably never going to get lucky enough to see them, but if you would know.
But
That's true.
I would cry if someone saw them. Besides us. But anyways, back to what you're saying.
I was just talking about Camille. So she's in school to be a personal trainer. She works out a lot. I don't know if you can tell, but she has some huge muscles right here. Some big muscles. She's really strong. She can she's been working on her deadlift and her bench. And I don't know, she's really strong. She's a lot stronger than me, unfortunately. We have not raced in a lot of years because the last time I raced her,
scared.
I won. And yes, I will confess, I am
She did not
scared.
win.
I did too the last time we raced. Yes,
You did not.
And I have not raced her for probably like 10 years. So I don't want to do it. I don't want to lose to my little sister. Anyway.
So if you're looking for a personal trainer, $500 a session.
Stop!
Right over here.
Cat.
But she's good. And she loves to work out. And see, that teacher is like still in her. That's like in us too. Like we're all teachers just in like different capacities, you know?
And we all like have talking capacities too, like at different capacities.
Like different styles, kind of. And like if Camille was just here, then you would hear less of me. It's just unfortunate. I just feel like
No, it's fortunate.
Cast a
Be
shadow.
glad Sophia's here.
No, do not.
Y'all are blessed.
No, it's not
More
true.
than you know. Y'all are blessed.
If we're gonna talk about halves, Camille is definitely my better half. I'm just gonna say that.
Anyway,
Anyway,
third wheel.
stop. Okay. Just trying to get that in.
Anyway, so you get to see a little bit of our dynamic here, and honestly, most of our life, because you think this was talking over each other. You have seen nothing.
We're so polite.
We were intensely polite.
We were struggling deeply.
Just for the cameras, we did it.
Honestly, how we speak to one another is we all talk at the same time, and whoever's the most interesting or the loudest wins for about 10 seconds until we start again.
Yeah,
That's pretty much how we roll.
So you get to see this is us. This is the real us. This is the real gotta be me. This is
It's not really gotta be me with just me and Payton. Just so you know, we're definitely missing a third of ourselves. Now that Camille's here, now this has gotta be me right here.
Yeah, absolutely. Hope we can get some merch soon.
Yeah, we love. Yeah, hey, hats and jackets. Let's do it. We love hanging out together. Like we think our own selves are so funny. Like to ourselves. Like I don't know if it's even so funny, but we just make ourselves laugh so hard.
It's just really good.
It is really good. We love it.
So we're sorry
we're probably
you
a
can't
little
experience
unbalanced
it,
because of it,
but we love it. We love it so.
We love it so.
See?
We literally have echo man.
I literally said it and I knew y'all were gonna do it.
I did not know I was gonna do that. Okay.
I was like, oh no.
I'm sad that I did that.
Okay, we better get off before this becomes an 100-year podcast.
Y'all know what time it is. Peace, love, and hair grease.